How to choose a shirt. Shirt types. If you've opened this video on purpose, you may have questions about choosing the right shirt model or combining it with other clothes. Don't worry, you are not the only one here. We'll help you to make sense of the existing styles, types and fabrics of men's shirts. While the Be Bigger's opening is on air, comment what kinds of shirts do you have. Every week we release 2 videos on this channel, one about style and one about relationships, 8 videos per month in general. We've never been so scheduled with realizing the Be Bigger's videos, but according to the comments, you don't see that. It's all due to the new YouTube algorithms. The subscription to the channel means nothing now. So make sure to press the bell button next to the subscription button and check you have the notifications turned on your smartphone. And support every video with your likes and comments. It's very important if you want the channel to develop. Done? Then let's go to the shirts. Talking about the styles, there are classic men's shirts and sport casual shirts. The former type is worn with business suits for official events or at work where there is a strict dress code. The latter is an everyday option. You can combine them with jeans, chinos and even shorts. Consider the weather and the occasion to decide if you need to wear a jacket or a sweater on top. Now let's look into the features of each style. The shirt used to be worn with a jacket and a tie only. Nowadays the rules aren't as strict as they were before, but there's still an obligatory thing. It should be worn with classic trousers and the shirt should be tucked into it. We'll look at the materials more closely a bit later. Now let's point out that classic shirts are made of pure cotton. Sometimes there is a small percentage of synthetics in the fabric for the shirt to be worn longer. The material should be lightweight and thin, but not transparent. There is a special hard plate fitted into the collar. Thanks to it, the collar keeps its form. The bottom of the shirt isn't straight but has a curved line. The shirt may have only one pocket or no pockets at all. The colors are very sober and conservative, like white, light blue and other light and neutral shades. A perfect shirt is one-colored, but sometimes there may be a tiny pattern, like thin stripes, checks or rips. Sport shirts are much more varied. These are the models with long and short sleeves, fitted and loose or polo shirts. They have a straight bottom that can be worn tucked into the pants and untucked. The collar has no inserts. There may be no pockets or a lot of them. The fabric is much more dense and hard as compared to the classic shirt. There are a lot of variants of the material: flannel, denim, different combinations of cotton and synthetics. Color variations, patterns and decorations could be limited only by the imagination of designers. The colors may be quite bright and bold. The shirts are complemented with fasteners, insets made of other materials, epaulets, letterings and other elements. A few words about cutouts. Fitted shirts may be either tight or very tight. If you're in good shape, you can safely buy and wear such shirts, but pay attention to the comfort with trying them on. A shirt that goes with a jacket may also be slim-fitted. Loose shirts are needed either to hide the excess weight or to wear them open on a t-shirt. But don't overplay, it's better to avoid such flyaway sales. There's a classic cutout of clothes. It's something between the slim fit and loose models. Such shirts are quite versatile, they can be worn alone or complemented with a jacket. If you're choosing a classic shirt, but not white, consider the color of your jacket. A black or grey one will match almost any color of shirts. For the rest of the jacket colors, you should try the shirts on, or keep the color harmony without running to extremes. If your jacket has a pattern, it shouldn't be on the shirt as it will create unnecessary wrinkles in your look. Here are a few recommendations on choosing a shirt. The length of the sleeve. A classic shirt should have cuffs that reach the first joint of your thumbs with their edges. It means that your wrist should be covered and almost not revealed if you bend your elbows. So the cuffs will look out of the sleeves of the jacket, which is demanded by the rules of classic business looks. It's a bit easier with a casual style. The sleeves may be both long and short, and perhaps you'd prefer to roll them up. In the last case, the length isn't that important, just remember that the unrolled sleeve should cover your wrist a little bit, and it shouldn't look like you borrowed the shirt from your younger brother. Bottom length. A sport short's bottom, when untucked, reached the middle of the back pockets of your jeans. There are also modern elongated casual models. In this case, the bottom may fully cover the tights and even reach the knees. The choice here depends only from your point of view referring to your look. Just don't forget that the elongated garments visually shorten your height. And classic shorts may be longer than the middle of your tights, but they're anyway tucked into pants. When trying on, pay attention to whether the bottom creates ugly wrinkles under the leg or not. If yes, pick a shorter shirt and give it to a tailor for fitting. A perfect width is when the untucked shirt doesn't stick out at the sides and doesn't burst at seams on the area of buttons. There should be 1 to 2 fingers between the collar and your neck. And remember that natural materials shrink after the first washing. The shoulder seam is exactly where your shoulder ends and your arm begins. Now let's move on the materials that shorts are made of. Materials affect directly how comfortable you feel, how long it will serve you and how it will look like later. And the price, of course. In the description you'll find some variants of everyday shorts we've picked up for you, and you can order them online. Let's start with the fact that linen and silk, even if they feel nice, are very demanding in care. There are shorts made of these materials, and often they are quite expensive and top class. However, they aren't mass-produced. It's due to the fact that such shorts get wrinkled very much, absorb the dirt, and may lose their forms if not treated carefully. If you have your eye on such a short, remember that it's not a classic thing, but casual. Wear a linen short for a walk or in everyday life when it's hot. A stylish silk short would do for an informal occasion, like a party. Not a few words about the most popular fabric to make classic men's shorts. This is pure cotton. You'd appreciate various advantages of this material, especially if the short is made of pure material without any additions. Firstly, it's a perfect option for summer. The fabric breathes very well, so you wouldn't sweat and suffer from heat. Secondly, cotton is very soft and nice. You definitely wouldn't get any irritations. This material looks expensive and attractive. Unfortunately, there are also some disadvantages. Pure cotton gets wrinkled, can be washed easily, and it doesn't like chemicals in washing agents. Well, the price of these shorts is also high. To avoid such problems, the manufacturers add synthetics into the fabric's composition. If it's polyester or elastin, the shirt doesn't shrink too much after washing. It gets more long-lasting and less wrinkled. If lycra is added, the shirt stretches better. Clothes made of blended fabric will be cheaper than a 100% cotton one. But don't forget that saving may play a low-down trick with this sense of comfort. The higher the quality of synthetics is, the more you will suffer when it's hot. That's why there shouldn't be more than 10% of addivities. For cooler weather and winter there may be another ratio. There is a belief that synthetics is warmer than pure cotton, but your skin wouldn't breathe more. So after walking on the street, when you get into a warm room, all the disadvantages of synthetics will stick out. Depending on how the cotton fabric was weaved, there are different names for materials for shorts. If it's a plain weave, the fabrics are poplin, flannel and oxford. If it's twill, they get twill itself, denim and herringbone. If it's jacket, jacket itself and derby. You may not be really interested in the technologies, so we'll just talk about their advantages and disadvantages. A flannel shirt can be recognized by a fleecing up inside and checked pattern outside. By the way, it can be made not only of cotton, but also of wool. The fabric is very soft and feels nice. A flannel shirt is warm, so it's usually worn in winter or when it's cold. There's a video dedicated to this kind shirt. Just follow the link in the card. A denim shirt is also quite warm. It'll also be good for summer as it's quite breathable. Such shirts look great in modern street looks, especially if you wear them on top of a light t-shirt and the shirt is unbuttoned. Jacket fabric keeps its form quite well and doesn't get wrinkled so much as other cotton types. The weaving looks creative enough and even bold with bright colors. Choose these shirts for parties and informal events. Herringbone can be easily recognized by its pattern. It's V-shaped and weaving in parallel stripes follow different directions. The fabric is dense and warm, it doesn't become dirty easily. Still, if you smudged it, it would be a bit difficult to wash the dirt off. A poplin shirt is smooth by sense of touch, it can be distinguished by a tiny cross rib. It can be washed and ironed well, it's quite dense and nice to feel. Classic shirts are often made of it. Oxford cloth is harder than poplin. It's used to make casual shirts, but there are different types for classic shirts as well. Royal Oxford and Special Oxford. They are soft, strong, smooth or ribbed. This fabric is used to make top-class clothes and match greatly with expensive woolen suits. There are also calico shirts. It's a good option for summer, but not very durable. A few words about brands. Among classic shirts with prices starting from 135 to 162 USD, there are outstanding manufacturers like Baba, Finamo, Luigi Borelli, Paul Smith, Hugo Boss or Brooks Brothers. In the mid-segment with the price from 54 USD are Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger and Lacoste. There are nice affordable options in Zara, Max and Marks & Spencer. If you aren't going to buy an expensive item, just access correctly the quality of sewing, fabric and accessories. A careful try-on should never be avoided. Even a top-class shirt may not fit you well. The links for the shirts of different price categories can be found in the pinned comment below the video. If you've liked the video and learned something new and useful, then support us with your like, subscription and sharing this video on social networks. You can also watch more videos about style and relationships, including the ones you can see on the screen now.